Hi y'all, it is Fontaine Felicia Foxworth and my friend
Neon Prince.
Yes, and we are here for a very special collabo video on YouTube.
Collab.
Yes. This video is about, guess what y'all? The divine masculine and the divine feminine energies. I can't. And how we can balance them and embody both energies, no matter what gender you are, no matter what you identify as, no matter what your sexual orientation is. The truth is that there are two divine energies that basically make up who we are as spirit beings. It is what it is. It's not about a binary thing. It's divine. And that is the divine masculine energy and the divine feminine energy, and vice versa, because we embody both.
Yeah, it exists within both of us. It's the two complementary energies of the universe.
Yes, it's that Kundalini awakening, y'all. That energy that awakens and balances within us. And we wouldn't be able to fully ascend without a full understanding of that. So, before we get into this video, I have a quick announcement, y'all. Yes, I know I'll be having my announcements, y'all. The announcement for this video is, guess what y'all? Soul Tribe Network GoFundMe is officially up and running. It's officially launched. You can check out the link in the description. And you know what? I'm going to give them a little preview of the pitch video so they can see what they in for. Okay, so check it out real quick. Hi guys, it is Fontaine Felicia Foxworth, and I am back to share a very important message and a call for the support from my fellow lightworkers and people waking up all over the world. I have been working on a free healing hub and directory for lightworkers to offer free healing to all those in need. Plus, it'll be the world's first social media network for people experiencing spiritual awakening. So many of us feel alone and disconnected from a world full of people still plugged in. So soultribe.net really changes all of that, y'all. No popularity contest, just pure sharing, healing, and fellowship. I'd like to welcome you guys to soultribe.net. I am graciously asking for your help to make this happen, to help us connect all around the world, to help us get free healing to everyone in need. With love, Fontaine Felicia Foxworth. Alright y'all, so y'all saw that. Listen, go check out that GoFundMe so you can read all the information you need to read and find out what all the breakdowns are of the cost. And this is just going to be such a groundbreaking platform, and I cannot wait to help shift this paradigm into awakening, love, light, in 5D, y'all. New Earth, y'all, the way it's supposed to be. An exchange, a community, healing, connection. So do check that out.
We are the Soul Tribe. Support the movement.
Yes, please do. Because y'all my soul family. I'm my soul tribe. And I can't wait to see you guys on the site. We're going to be launching before you know it. So please do support. Alright, so let's get into this video, Neon.
Let's do it.
Alright, that divine feminine, that divine masculine. Let's go. Part of the reason that the frequency of Mother Earth, Gaia, humanity is raising is because the divine feminine is back. The divine feminine is rising, like how it was in the days of Atlantis and Lemuria. That is the reason why this shift is happening, because the divine feminine is coming back up into power. As we know, the matrix and the powers that be, they have used and asserted the divine masculine energies to control and oppress and govern the world as we see it today. And it's just been really nasty how things have been going down, because out of that has come patriarchy, toxic privilege, do you know what I mean? Wounded femininity, and all of that stuff. All of the awful things that we see is because the divine masculine way out of whack up here, while the divine feminine oppressed down here.
Yeah, it's time to move back into balance,
yes.
Back into alignment.
Back into alignment within ourselves, in completeness, because without that, we can't be better people, and we can't be as we are supposed to, right?
Yeah, that's right. We have to be complete as spiritual beings. We have to be complete as human beings, knowing that we embody the divine feminine and the sacred masculine at the same time, and use that wisdom, that intuition, that knowledge, that awareness, and that harmony to move throughout the world and to create this reality.
Absolutely. And what really kind of brought this video on, I really wanted to do this before, but then I was at a restaurant, I had a cheeseburger, I did, you know, that's that divine masculine in me. It was a big juicy cheeseburger too, you know, organic, but it was juicy. But I looked up and I saw a commercial, and it literally was just like, alpha male, and it was just like, America, there's an attack on our masculinity. And it was these little, you know, souped up testosterone pills that they were selling, and it was just like, get this testosterone, be a better man. You know, this is how you're gonna do it.
Yeah,
and
part of the brainwashing.
It is part of the brainwashing in the Matrix, is to have our men thinking that they gotta be these. You know what I mean? And so after I saw that, I almost choked on my burger, but I realized that I had to go seriously because I was laughing. It's like, this is a sign. This is a sign I got to do this video.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
No, I didn't see that advertisement. But the gentleman that was in the video, did you feel a sense of peace coming from him?
No. I just kind of felt a bit of a weakness, to be honest, because it was over-validating this idea of strength and testosterone, and it was just like too much.
Everything was external, alpha male.
Yes.
The internal divine feminine is
void.
What was missing.
Lost.
That inner peace, that inner knowing, that inner grace and wisdom. Right.
And that is why I am making this video, because too many men saw that damn commercial, y'all. Let's move on. Obviously, we see the power of the divine feminine rising, even in people who aren't quite wokety woke. Just look at how many women were elected in these past midterms. So, more women, you know, than we've seen. So we see the power of the divine feminine rising in women entrepreneurs and businesses and all of that good stuff. So this video is for women and for men. It's about the balance with whoever, you know, whether you are a man or woman, whether you identify as one or the other. Sure. So let's go with number 1. Be hard and soft. So let's talk about that. When it comes to divine masculine, that's all about, like, you know, aggression or you know, kind of like being gritty, you know, being the boss, being a leader. You know, and women being assertive. With women, we're supposed to be controlling and possessive. There seem to be negative traits.
Old earth, old paradigm.
Yes, old paradigm. There's no room for that anymore. Out of whack. There has to be a balance.
Yeah.
With women, the softness is also a toxic thing to a point, about being the damsel in distress. Do you know what I mean? Being weak, being only supposed to be the nurturers, you know, doing all of the emotional labor, the toxic femininity when it comes to being jealous or sassy or being, you know, hating on another woman.
Being objectified.
Yes, being objectified, you know, just kind of using what we got to get what we want. What was that from some movie? That's from the Players Club, which I know about the Players Club. That femininity, that sexual power that is used in sometimes a toxic way. So it's about balancing that hardness and that softness. So how can we do that as men and women? How can, as a man, can you be hard and soft?
Yeah, it's about going into the heart and being comfortable in your shoes, right? Knowing that. So the whole New Age for me is about understanding that we're in a new world where we are sovereign beings and we're able to create our own reality. And when you're a sovereign being, we can live from the heart and we can live from love. And that allows us to act in a way that's harmonious with others and not have to impose our will upon others. So you respect everyone else as a divine being and as a creator. And we don't have to use these external validations like, you know, money or status or any sort of appearances to manipulate others. So it's allowing women to be creators of their own reality and also for the divine masculine to create our own reality without
the labels, without, you know, teaching our boys that you're not supposed to cry. That's for girls. Do you know what I mean? That's important.
Right.
You know,
choosing your own experience.
Yes, and breaking through the
your
labels.
authentic self.
Yes. Do you know what I mean?
And that's different for each one of us. We're each
that's true.
unique and you know, and beautiful beings. You know, when we're authentic and we find out who we truly are, then we're able to shine bright and share our gifts with the world. So releasing those labels and the bondages of those how would you call them, the boxes that we enslaved ourselves in. You know what I mean? Right.
So I love when a man can show his emotions and be vulnerable and be soft and be open. Do you know what I mean? Just as much as I'm sure you like when a woman can go ahead and take that lead and go ahead and, you know, be more than just this codependent, you know, feminine object, you know, to be assured of herself and to do the damn thing, you know. So it's about taking the roles that we have been conditioned into and breaking out of them, and being our true selves, which means soft and hard, y'all. Number 2 is logic versus intuition. This world celebrates, you know, kind of like the intellect. What do they cut in schools? Art, right? And music, creative things. When you grow up, when you're ready to go to school or college, like your parents want you to do something realistic. They want you to do something in math or science, be a doctor or a lawyer. Now, if you come out and you want to be a painter or an artist or musician, you know, your parents are like, you know, how about being a nurse? Do you know what I mean? There goes that wounded femininity again. It's all about learning how to balance the two and not put one over the other, because in divine law, our intuition is higher than our mental capability. You know why? Because our intuition cannot be swayed by ego. So that essentially is the highest line and the direct line to source. For the highest education you can ever get in knowledge is through intuition. The Matrix don't want us to know that. Of course, that's why they cut, you know, the arts and make us get in them books with the math and the science, you know.
Yeah, the intuition that's the high heart. That's the heart mind. It's the quantum awareness that's within us that goes straight to source. It goes straight to God. It goes straight to our higher self, straight to our higher knowing. And so there's no logic within that. There's just knowing and there's feeling. And then through that feeling, when we follow the feeling, we're able to move into being. And that being is aligned with our higher self and aligned with our emotional bodies, our spiritual bodies. And of course, we're relaxed now, so our physical bodies become relaxed too, because we're not resisting and trying to overwrite what we're feeling through our logical mind, which is the left brain.
And kind of intercepting divineness by, you know, it gets here, and then that's when we fuck it all up. You know what I mean? We have to let that flow come into us and let that be the thing that starts our manifestation. People think that manifestation only happens with doing. That is the last part of manifestation.
That's the result.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the result. The first part of manifestation is not intellectual. It's not in your mind. It's actually setting intentions. The feelings of it. That's how the law of attraction and all of that, the secret and power and all that stuff works. It works through intention and energy and intuition before it makes it down to that tangible, physical 3D plane.
Yeah, that resonates with me. It's definitely, you know, frequency and vibration, and as you said, it's setting that intention and having that clarity.
Yes. So if you just stuck on, I'm gonna do this business plan, and then I'm gonna do this step, I'm gonna do that step. Steps are good, plans are great, you need them. But if it's not in alignment with source, with your highest purpose, and with your intuition and with energy, you can plan to you blue in the face. You know what I mean? It's going to go against the grain. So you have to learn how to balance the intuition with the logic. Once you have that intuitive knowing, that higher knowing, that quantum knowing, that galactic knowing, it will trickle down, and then that will lead you. And that is when you're able to use that logic. Do you know what I mean? That's when you are able to use that intellect in your planning and your strategies and all that stuff to structure what it is that you want to manifest. Okay?
Yeah, that's when, so what we're saying is, what we're both feeling actually is that us moving into these new earth beings, these human 2.0, we're using all that we've learned. We're still knowing how to be strategic and how to use our vision and how to use design and logic, but also we're now making room for, the way the divine feminine creates, which is through the womb and through magic and through intuition,
yes,
through divine knowing, cosmic knowing, through the heart, through emotion. So we're adding back in emotion to the logic and the intellect that we've been working with for the past few years.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful thing because we're allowing love, we're allowing ourselves to become the fullness and the full love that we are.
Love, light, unity, consciousness, all of that stuff. You know what I mean? That comes first. Everything else just kind of flows. And you'd be surprised. The structure, it just happens when you're moving.
Synchronicity.
Synchronistic. See, there goes that logic out the window. But y'all get the point, y'all.
Yeah.
All right, so balance that masculine logic in the mental, and then the feminine intuition and the emotions and the hearts into beingness.
Yeah, how can we do that? Do you have any tools? Or like, what has helped you? Like, because you're very balanced to me. You're super intelligent and strategic and organized. Now, I really appreciate you, Fontaine, because you're such a beautiful example of brilliance and intelligence and organization and strategy.
Capricorn moon. My business acumen be on point. Okay, yes.
Yeah, you're so creative. You are so creative. You do videos, and your imagination is really it's really firing like cosmic stardust. So do you have any tips? Like, how do you balance this left and right brain, this intellect and this logical versus this intuitive nature that you have?
Great question. I think it starts with being both big-hearted and equally big-brained. Being a person who embodies a giving and loving and gracious, caring, empathetic, compassionate heart.
Yes.
And also being someone who's always striving to learn more from within. Always striving to for knowledge, being someone who's a mastermind of sorts, you know what I mean? It seems like a personality type, but we can exercise that muscle of being both equally big-hearted and big-minded. When I talk about like big mind and big heart, the people with the big hearts and the small minds, they're just love bugs. They care about everybody, but they don't have enough personal sovereignty and respect and self-worth and belief in oneself to have bigger ideas and be able to make things happen and manifest for themselves. They'd rather be stuck and small and just loving and but you have to have both. And then for the people with the small hearts, the ones that are cold, petty, do you know what I mean, dry, you know what I mean? In the big minds, they can achieve all of this good stuff, but they're not in touch with their heart, and they don't know how to give and receive unconditionally. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Therefore, sometimes that they might achieve all this stuff. Well, do you know that's a mogul, but not happy? Do you know? Right. So that's what I mean about that. If you can exercise having a big heart in a big mind, I believe everything falls into place. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so basically we all have the ability within us, and we just need to go cultivate our loving nature and also know that we are each valuable and that we have worth and that we have purpose, and if we put our minds to anything, through focus we can accomplish anything.
That's how it is. It's just balancing that. Caring so big and also thinking really big. Don't think small. Those two things in alignment will help you balance those energies.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now you know how to be Fontaine.
Oh, stop. Let's go on to the next thing, all right? Number 3 is assertive versus submissive. I was raised a Jehovah's Witness. Yes, I was an old turtleneck, old spiritual, knocking on doors, trying to save your life. type of girl. Very modest, okay? You know, very humble. I'm still humble, but I'm not modest, all right? I'm not modest no more. Y'all about to see why. But, you know, the one thing that was important in that organization was the women being submissive. But I used to think it was more like subservient. You know, as women, we're conditioned to be submissive to the man, this, that, and the third. But we see how that has fared for us in this patriarchy, okay? And for men, being that assertive one, the one who wears the pants, the controlling one, the man of the house, taking them alpha male pills, okay? Yes. But how has that fared for us in wars and bloodshed and in the whole Me Too thing and surviving R. Kelly, okay? So it's a balance between us being submissive and assertive for both men and women, for both people who identify with the one or the other.
Yeah, it's about, you know, being assertive, asserting your will, your divine will. You know, the divine will is always going to want the best for...
That sovereignty, personal sovereignty.
Right, to create your own reality and to do what's in best interest of yourself and everyone else around. And also submit, so that's like unconditional love. Loving yourself unconditionally and knowing that you're whole and complete and you don't need to control and manipulate anyone else because you're a creator.
Good point.
You're a son of God. You're a divine being. You're a goddess. You're a god. We don't need to control one another. We only have to dream big, as Fontaine said, and, you know, focus on our dreams enough to allow them to manifest. And accept all others' dreams and their path and their manifestation and their realities that they create as well. So submitting to the fact that we live in this world of all these cosmic earth angels that are from these different dimensions and...
Serious? What's up, Sirius? Yes, Sirius, that's me. Go ahead, Pleiadian. Yes.
So yeah, like accepting everyone as a divine being and with the ability to create their own reality while focusing on our unique vision of the lifestyle that we'd like to live and the things that we'd like to experience. So accepting, being submissive, and also being assertive and being grounded in the reality that we are creators, and if we focus our intention and our heart mind, that we can manifest with ease.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys, and one last thing, and I think this is really important, and I don't think that any other spiritual healer or teacher is going to say this. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to say it. Listen, just because we are awakened women, you know, we've bloomed into our higher self, doesn't mean that we can express the divine feminine through our sensuality, through our sexuality. It's okay to be sexy. I mean, look at me, like I'm sexy as fuck, you know? No, seriously, it is okay. And I hate that this new age, what do you call the new age?
Yeah, new age nun.
New age nun. Like, listen, we do the damn thing. We get down still. We twerk it out, we work it out, regardless of our heightened consciousness. The two of them are not linked. You know, it's okay. And I'm going to show you how down I am with what I'm saying. You guys just go ahead and click the link to my little video that I made. And you'll see what I'm talking about. And I am not ashamed. Okay? So be sexy, ladies, and don't feel bad about it. Okay? Anything you want to add?
No, it's just been...
He's quiet because he saw the video. That's why he's...
Yeah, it's pretty lit. You gotta have joy, have fun.
You have to have joy, have fun, express. Okay,
express
you guys,
yourself.
And balance that yin and that yang. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Neon, for joining me.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes, and we will see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Soul Tribe.
Yes, thank you.